And now time for something completely shameless.
This is Hellenics.
#shameless self-promotion.
And you are listening to the Escape Pod Cast. This show was recorded in front of a live Twitch audience. Some of you may have noticed some issues with last week's show. Well, I would like to take full responsibility for last week's technical difficulties, which resulted in the audio-only version of the show, available on all major podcast platforms, only being like half an episode. You see, what had happened was, when I wrote it into the script of the wildly popular and highly praised pseudo-cartoon, HotUtils, that newbie was gonna download himself into the Millennial Fulcrum's memory banks, I may have sort of accidentally forgot that there's already a copy of another droid, L337, in there already as well. And because of all that extra droid data, the Fulcrum's processors kind of got maxed out and started overheating, which in turn caused Paul's audio output signal to lag, ruining half the episode's audio. And in my defense, the sheer size of the noob has grown exponentially ever since he started staying home last year.
Hey, wait a minute!
Meatbag.
Anyways, thanks to everyone who supports Helly and the Noob, and thanks to all of our wonderful listeners and viewers. Oh yeah, and thanks to the wonderful Patreon supporters. They're pretty awesome. Alrighty, only one thing left to say now, I guess.
Take
it away, boys.
jerks.
No. Noob, stop that. That's a bad BK series droid. Bad newbie. You be nice. The line is, take it away, boys.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. With both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. The Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways. A weekly podcast about the mobile game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Pod Cast.
It's happened, Paul. It finally happened.
Wait. Calm down. Take a breather.
No, I will say it again. I want to kiss Crumb.
Neil, have a Snickers or something.
No, Paul, I'm certainly not cranky. I'm elated.
Fine. Since this is the news you've been waiting for, go right ahead.
Capital Games has finally reworked the GAC Divisions.
And we will give you the full rundown of everything that's changing.
And a little bit of a sneak preview of what our other show will look like as well.
Then, in our incoming transmission, we have a big event coming up.
Break out your suit and tie. Pants optional because it's the SWOGGIES.
Ah, yes, the SWOGGIES, the annual tradition that Dickie Darkside started.
And it will premiere on our Twitch channel tomorrow.
Yes, and Dickie Darkside stops by to talk just about that.
And then on the bridge, it is Patreon's choice and the giveaway for the Powkiddy Q90.
Ah, you reviewed that recently. It's going to be lots of fun. But I'm sure, Neil, that you want to just wrap this up and talk about GAC.
You bet, mate. All this and breaking news as and if it happens.
Right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast News.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Escape Pod Cast. I'm your host, Nev, and as always, I'm joined by my hetero life partner, Paul. Anthony, Paul, I'd ask how you are, but how you are is nothing in comparison to how awesome I'm feeling as of yesterday. So, but I'll ask you anyway. How are you?
I'm doing all right. It's 2 weeks away from my dental surgery, so I'm hoping that May 7th I will be in place for a wonderful show, because that's going to be after the show after May 4th.
Yes, it will be. Although to be honest, I here's the thing, because of the announcement that they made yesterday, as far as I'm concerned, there is nothing in my mind that could top what they told us yesterday. Nothing they say on May the 4th is going to top that. So if they've early released the data on what they've got planned for May the 4th, my mouth is watering at the prospect of what they're going to talk about.
We're certainly going to get to that. We are certainly going to get to that. But we are making the announcement right now for those watching the show live on Twitch. A donation of 100 bits or more in one donation will get them entered to win the Powkiddy Q90. I think it's called. You're holding it up for the Twitch audience.
It's the handheld console is the Powkiddy Q90.
Yes. So we're
retro gaming console. Plays a bunch of emulators: Super Nintendo, Famicom, Game Boy Color, Mega Drive, Master System, PlayStation 1, arcade games. Yeah, it plays all sorts of stuff. If you're not sure about it, you know, after the show, go check out the review. I did a review on it. It's on the YouTube channel. It's only about 25 minutes long, so it's a short vid. It's not that long.
Yeah. Okay, so Hellenix, Cascade, and Force Strong and Plasma all have started a hype train currently on the channel. Thank you very much for that, guys. And anybody that has a sub and anybody that is a Patreon, so that's a way that you could have entered without, being here live. Anybody that has one of those is also entered in a separate entry.
Yeah. Automatically in. So yes, and it's my pet thingy. I like retro. I love the old school consoles. Favorite games and all of that. So yeah, it's my bag. And we're going to be doing them, at least once a month, minimum. We're going to be doing a minimum of once a month. So,
and Neil, I have a surprise for you.
Yes, you do.
I have already ordered and it has shipped.
Oh, excellent!
Next month.
Excellent. So next month is already. So as soon as I get that, we'll do an unboxing. I'll do a review. I'm trying to do something different from because there are some really, really awesome content creators on YouTube that do these things. They'll get these handheld consoles and they'll do a very, very polished, very, very produced episode on what it is. I want to do something different, so it's more box in front of me, open it, switch it on, see what it does. So kind of like a little bit more raw. But yeah, we're just whatever I fancy, I'm gonna look around for reviews myself, see what's good on the market. We're going to order one. I'm going to test it. I'm going to do an unboxing, do a review, and then the next show, we're going to give it away. And as Paul said, and as I've said on tweets, on other videos, anybody that is a Patreon or a subscriber on Twitch is automatically put in. But so that we can
and those are separate chances.
And those are separate chances.
So subscription on Twitch, chance. Patreon, chance. Those are guaranteed, automatic, as long as you're a Patreon or a sub on the day we do the giveaway. Boom.
And then, but on the live, like today, the day of the show, if you throw 100 bits, we'll throw you in the hat as well.
One entry per person for 100 bits.
Yeah. So yes, and we'll contact you after the show. We'll get your details and we'll get it mailed off to you.
Yep, as long as we can ship to you from Neil's house, we'll ship it.
Yeah. Oh, the post office. I can jump on my bike and ride to the post office. It's not that far away. It's only 5 miles.
I mean,
sorry, 8 miles. No, it's 8 miles. It's good exercise.
Right, but I still mean that as long as the U.S. can ship to you.
All right, yeah.
So, all right. So, really quick, we're also going to thank Utini J. Is that Run DMV? That makes sense if it would be. Dr. Feelgood, JJ Manners, Cascade, and Hellenix, and Thaddeus from Going Nerdy.
I missed what we are donating bits for, but damn it, I want some. It's this, Thaddeus. This.
It's a handheld gaming
It's
system.
your chance to win a handheld retro gaming console.
There you go. All right. So let's get to what what people are here to talk about.
The elephant in the room.
The
big, beautiful,
Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. A big news that came down the pike with the title of upcoming Grand Arena Championship Division changes.
Yeah. You got to okay. I've got the post up in front of me.
You do it.
Let's get this read. Hello, Hollow Table Heroes. Grand Arena Championship divisions will soon be receiving some changes intended to promote a more balanced and competitive Grand Arena Championship experience. To address the diverse range of GPs at the highest levels of GAC, we will be redistributing the number of players in GAC divisions to closely reflect the ratio of players that were originally in those divisions at the time of GAC's launch. After the first and second divisions, players will be evenly divided among divisions 3 through 11. Here are some key things to note regarding the changes. The rewards will remain unchanged.
Okay,
The top...
hang on for a second, Neil. So they're keeping 11 divisions.
Yes.
They're not changing it to they're not changing the numbers,
No.
The first one is Division 1. They're keeping 11.
Yeah.
So that must be hard coded.
Probably, yeah.
That's probably hard coded. Okay. So what are the key things to note regarding the changes?
Okay, the
Neil?
top divisions will require more character squads. Ships will remain unchanged, so it will be a double fleet node in Division 1 and Division 2 remaining. To address the growth and expansion rosters have undergone since the original launch of GAC. The following will be added to both 3v3 and 5v5 versions of GAC. Division 1 adds 4 total squads, so another 4 offense and another 4 defense. Divisions 2 to 4 will be 3 total squads, so an extra 3 on D and an extra 3 on O. Div 5 adds 2 total squads, so 2 on O, 2 on D, and Division 6 adds 1 total squad. So 7 through to 11 will not change. In addition to the above changes, the amount of required points scored to promote between divisions and leagues will be different for some divisions and leagues. For the lower divisions of Bronzium leagues, the amount of points required will decrease to assist newer, lower GP players. Conversely, some higher divisions and leagues will require more points to promote, which accounts for the additional squad battles taking place amongst players in those divisions. For a comprehensive breakdown, see the chart below, and it's basically just a chart that, adds a little bit of extra banners because, you're going to get more for territories and you're going to get more banners because there's more squads. It's not a massive change. It's not huge leaps. It's not going to make Kyber harder.
Is it enough to get me Kyber?
You'll still be able to get Kyber. You're going to be Division 2, right?
Unless Thaddeus doesn't promote to Division 2, then I'll drop weight on the.
Yeah, you won't. I was about to say you're not going to have much choice in the matter if you go over 6.65 mil GP.
I'm currently at 6.7, but I can get them. I can pull all those mods off everything below.
Yeah, and destroy your fluff, meaning you'll definitely not get Kyber. So, lastly, the following are the new minimum galactic patterns. So these are the GP requirements for each GAC division. So just like before, there's a threshold. Once you cross that threshold, you're in that division. Obviously, that has to occur before you join a GAC. So as soon as GAC comes up, it'll look at what your GP is and place you in that necessary division. So if you're not wanting to go up one, you kind of hang back a little. So Division 11, 0. Because it doesn't matter. You just need to be level 85. Division 10, 1 million. Division 9, 1.6. Division 8, 2.3. Division 7, 3.1. Division 6, 3.85. Division 5, 4.5. Division 4, 5.15. Division 3, 6 million. Division 2, 6.65. And Division 1, 7.8 and below. So, basically, what was the old Division 1, which was 4.5 and upwards, has been broken down into 5 individual divisions, and then they've spread... they say, obviously, 1 and 2, and then they're spreading it out from 3 to 11. Technically, what they're doing is spreading Division 1 into 5, and then 6 through to 11 gets spread. But it is an even spread. So if you just cross the threshold in this month to go into Division 1, so if you just go over into 4.5 and you lock in for 5v5 in Division 1, you are going to find yourself in Division 5 the month after because of these changes. So, yes, but it's just freaky that, they've split Division 1 into 5 divisions based on the GP, which just happens to be how we split Division 1 on GA Center, because we broke GA Center Division 1 into 5 leagues, and they've pretty much done exactly that. So, kind of like that.
It is true. Now, coming up after the break, we still got a little bit more to go, but coming up after the break, you're going to take a look at the GA Center division boards and kind of give people an idea of what type of content creators are going to be in those divisions. So you kind of get an idea of, if you mostly identify with, Thaddeus and me, you'll know what division you're in, because we'll go through that. But I went ahead and I kind of put it in plain English of how this is going to split up. You ready for this, Neil?
Yeah. So
Division 1
based on last month's GP stats.
Correct. But no, what I'm talking about is overall for the general public in this case. As you said, Division 1 is going to be split up 5 ways. So those at 7.8 million are going to be setting 4 more ground troops. Okay?
Yeah.
And now, if you are 6.6 million, you're now going to be setting 3 more ground troops. If you're in the new Division 3 over 6 million, you'll be setting 2 more ground troops.
No, you won't. You'll be setting 3. Division 2, 3, and 4.
You're right, 3 more. I apologize.
Yeah, I just read it. So I know.
Division 4. Let me make sure here that I have it right.
Yeah, it's 3 totals. It's 3 squads. You need it.
3 additional ground troops. Well, okay. Yes. Division 5. I'm sorry, Division 3 will now set 1 less ship group.
Yeah.
The only people that need to set 2 ship fleets is anything above 6.65 million.
Which has been, I think that's been one of the most talked about things since yesterday. I do think it is going to be something that hopefully it's not hard, hopefully it's not a massive code change and not a massive script rewrite for them to switch that to a minimum of Division 5. Hopefully they'll at least switch it to Division 5, because there's lots of people out there that have, gone gung-ho on resources to have 4 fleets.
Yeah. Division 5 will be setting 1, we'll be adding 2 squads, but from what they're used to, they'll just be setting 1 less ship group.
Back to the single fleet node, yep.
Yep, back to this single fleet node. Division 2. If you are currently in Division 2, you are now in Division 6, or you will be, not now. You'll be in Division 6, except for the bottom 7.2%, who are going to get knocked down to Division 7. Division 6 will be setting one less ground and one less ship compared to what they're used to.
No, they
Division 3 is everybody in 7. Everybody in Division 3 currently goes to 7, and the bottom 7.2% of the current Division 2. This is where the screw job, quote unquote, the screw job happens. Division 4. If you are currently in Division 4, if you are near the top of Division 4, you're going to go to Division 8. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Division 4, the top half of 5, that's what it is. If you just went to 5, you're staying in 5. Division 4 and the top half of 5 go to Division 8. You will set 3 less ground troops from if you were in Division 4, and if you were in Division 5, you'll set 2 less ground troops. Division 5, the bottom half, and all of Division 6 will go to 9, where they'll set 2 less ground troops that they're used to. Division 7 and 8, those got combined into what's now going to be Division 10. Division 7ers will set 1 less ground. Division 6 will see no change. And anybody 9, 10, and 11 are the new 11.
It's going to be a lot of slackers in those divisions that think they're going to win GAC and they're not, because they're going to be competing against people that have got Darth Revan, Jedi Knight Revan, and CLS. And I guarantee you, if you've got a slacker and you think you're going to win by putting your slacker on defense, think again, because your opponent's going to have Darth Revan, Jedi Knight Revan, and CLS, and they're going to put them all on the front wall, and you're going to have nothing to get past them. Nothing. So my advice, if you are going for a slacker, if you're just about to unlock a slacker, and you're going to be in the new Division 11 or the new Division 10, you are going to want to save that bad boy for offense. You really are going to want to save that for offense, because your opponent is more than likely going to put their 3 best teams in the front wall to stop you. It's I'm a slacker, but I don't have slacker. Yeah, all right, Hellenics. Yeah, we know that. We already knew that. You know, tell me something new. So yes, it's just like I said, the one bone of contention, because I know that there are a couple of people out there. Everybody that has really been off color about the changes specifically regarding ships are people currently in Division 3 that have been going absolutely nuts on their fleet, upgrading crew, upgrading ships, farming crew in preparation for having 4 fleets going into Division 2. So that's a lot of, that's a lot of credits. That's a lot of gear. You know, people are going to be gearing Rebels, Empire. They're going to be gearing Galactic Republic. They're going to be gearing Separatists. They're going to be gearing characters so that they've got 2 strong teams and at least 2, not as strong teams. And that's a lot of resources to spend on something that is now a waste of credits and a waste of resources. I have 2 alts that are not going to be that aren't anywhere near Division 2. I can tell you right now, forget about it. I am not going anywhere near farming ships. So if you're lower divisions, you don't need to farm. If you were in Division 3 and getting ready for Division 2, hey, you're sitting pretty. Stop wasting resources on your crew. Stop wasting resources on your fleet. Hold off until we find out if CG are going to make alterations. I personally think they will if it's an easy fix. If they come back and say, no, we're leaving it at 1 and 2, that means it's not an easy fix. That means actual, code changes to GAC as opposed to simple script changes. Hopefully they'll change it. I really, really do hope they change it. I think that they need to bring it down to 5 as a minimum so that every division upwards of 5 is a double fleet node. That means everybody that has already spent a lot of resources and continue to spend resources on fleet are rewarded for that usage. And those that are spending resources in preparation aren't penalized, because punished is the wrong word. They're not penalized for spending it on crew and ships, when the reality now with these changes is you should be working on your fluffy bottoms. See, fluffy bottoms matter. Fluffy lives matter in this game now, because these changes, if you've got a fluffy bottom, you're sitting pretty. The people that have gone slim on their rosters and have like Night Sisters, not even geared and not even leveled, or Clone Troopers not even geared or leveled, or Rogue One not even geared. Basically all those squads that are just languishing outside their top 80 with nothing on. If you've got a squad and they're already 85 and they're already like gear 8s, gear 9s, because you started gearing them and you got bored, you're the one sitting pretty, because all you're going to have to do is bump them up a couple of gear levels, and every time you go, you're going to be sitting pretty. So it's time to fluff those bottoms.
Well, Neil, I know this is going to come to a complete surprise to you, but I disagree, and I'll tell you why I disagree coming up after the break, where in this break, of course, there's the GAC Patreon leaderboard, but we have a new special commercial about an upcoming announcement in just a moment, right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to ShittyBill's Arena Tracking Bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
Hello friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message, and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways wants you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Pod Castaways, all for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Hello, Holotable Heroes. This is Dickie Darkside, head curator of the SWOGGIE Museum and principal founding member of the SWOGGIE Awards Committee, inviting you to turn in live this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the second annual SWOGGIE Awards. The premiere will take place on the Escape Podcast Twitch channel. Featured presenters will include Thad from Going Nerdy, Reality Skewed Gamers, The Gambit Crew, and many, many more. Join us as we take a serious, comical look at the game we all love, and if you missed the premiere, you can always catch it on my YouTube channel. Just search for Dickie Darkside, do not search for my alt Licky Lightside. May the Force be with you, and hope to see you at the premiere.
The Empire does not tolerate such buffoonery.
We want you. Join the GAC Chain Gang today. This is the commander of the 506 Procrastination Battalion and the leader of the GAC Chain Gang. I am sending out a call to action for any SWGOH content creators on Twitch who would be willing to broadcast their GAC attack rounds alongside some of our best, including Mr. Jigabachi, Dr. Zeppers, Rico 1982, and the Bounty Honeys. What is the Chain Gang, you ask? We are an amazing group of content creators who are dedicated on streaming the Grand Arena Championship attack rounds on Twitch. The idea is to provide continuous content back to back from one streamer to the next and allow the viewers to enjoy more SWGOH content as well as enjoy the variety of streamers that are currently present in the group. If you are interested in joining the Chain Gang, please reach out to myself on Discord at AndyBeads, #7465, or you can send us a message on our Twitter page at ChainGAC. Join us today. We have your back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the audio edition of the GA Center Leaderboard. GA Center is where Neil and Ranger from Reality Skewed Gamers cover over 50 of the world's most community-focused SWGOH content creators. Right here on the Twitch channel. Thank you to all of those who take part and file reports for them to read. But this is the part where we cover the Patreons that make this show possible. Let's get to it. Big Country Mags. He goes 2-1 in the final week of the season, but his magic number to clinch was 2. We will get to that later. Right now, let's talk about his week. He reports his round 1 opponent got caught up on a front zone of Night Sisters and left his back zone untouched while he full cleared. Round 2, he full cleared again in one shot while his opponent struggled on Newt-led Separatists. Round 3, his opponent one shot full cleared him instead and put their slacker on defense, which BCM couldn't take down. 72-58 with 34 wins, 8 losses, and 6 holds. Bringer of Chaos, 0-3. No report, no show, no stats. D, 2-1. He wanted me to keep it short and simple. He's elated that 3v3 is done. His stats, 60-42, 27 up, 3 down, 19 of his teams held. Dr. JoJo. Another surprising 2-1. In rounds 1 and 2, his Big Papa Palp served him well holding the line. Then round 3 came along. He faced a 720k lifetime banner player who dumps all their GLs on defense. It came down to higher efficiency as JoJo's failure to take out a GL because of a mistake sees his chances go down in flames by 60 for the final match. He self-owns up to his worst leaderboard performance ever. 73-43, 36 wins, 28, both losses and holds. Force Strong, 1-2. He reports round 1, his opponent could not get past his Galactic Legend, and so therefore he won on efficiency. Round 2, the opposite happened. He got beat by GLs on defense. Same thing, round 3. 60-63 for banners, 28 dubs, 3 Ls, 9 stops. Hot Sauce, the creator of HotUtils, who's included here because he's not a streamer. Check out HotUtils.com and get access to some of the best tools in the game. It's a broken record for the Spicy 1, 2-1 as always, 72-79, but still that wasn't our biggest banner total. 36 up, valiantly 30 down, and 8 holds. Punchy Leonard McPunchface. This last week brings him a 2-1. He savored a 1-point victory in the first round. Nice job. Second round, he got a win, no matter what. But the third round, He says he saw his opponent's R8 negotiator push him down and take his candy. His highest, he scored our highest banners for the week with 7,678. Nice job. 38 wins, 3 losses, 5 holds. Let's move on to Schnarman. 1 and 2. No report. So, 62-18, 28, 3 and 3. There you go. Severanis 2 and 1 for the end of the month. He forgot to set a fleet in round 1 and he got cleared. Round 2, his opponent never attacked. Round 3, he was up against a hellish Relic 7 auto set defense from heck, quote unquote. He won. 59-32, 26 wins, 3 losses, 2 holds. Let's take a look at the final leaderboard for the month. Big Country Mags is our champion. 11 wins, 1 loss. Congratulations to our very own The Magnum for a wonderful, wonderful season. Dr. JoJo in second. And you know what? Dr. JoJo this time had the edge on banners. 30,354 banners for the entire season in battles and alone. That's amazing, amazing. He finishes 9 and 3 though. Hot Sauce, Schnarman, 4 Strong, and Bringer all finish 8 and 4. Punchy improving from last month to 7 and 5. Now D and Seth both went 6 and 6. Nobody below 500. Great job, guys. And so that closes the book on this month's Patreon leaderboard. Would you like to be covered here as GAC starts up next month? Join by May 2nd at the Kyber Combatant level and let us know you want to be covered as well, and we will get you right here on these boards. Thanks for listening. Be nice to each other, damn it.
The Escape Pod Cast.
And welcome back to the show. Let's talk some more GAC.
Yes. So, okay. So you, before we went to the break, you had mentioned how there's a few people that are sitting at, let me get the exact number, that are currently sitting.
Big raid from Thisk. Thank you for the raid, buddy.
Yes. Thank you very much, Thisk. That are sitting at just under 4.5 million, right?
No. No, there are people sitting under 3.8 million.
3.8 million. Okay, so they're sitting at 3.8 million, and they're building up their ships for Grand Arena.
Exactly, in preparation for going to Div 2.
I'm in two minds of this, Neil. I really am in two minds of this. The first mind is that of of a guild-minded person. The fact that you have more than 2 fleets, the fact that you have 3 or 4 fleets, means that you could contribute to the guild modes more, especially because there's multiple ship nodes inside territory battles. You might need a cleanup against another team in territory wars. Figure and Dan says this ship thing has to be a mistake. It's not. We've verified.
Yeah, we have verified it, mate. We verified it.
We've verified with moderators on the forums. CG is not commenting further on it. CG officials are not commenting further on it, but moderators like Kino on the forums has verified it's Division 1, Division 2.
But you've got to remember, and it's very, very important to remember, because there was an update. There was a changes update post, and I will read that. And the last line of this update post is very, very, very important. It's one that I use all the time. So today's post on Grand Arena Division changes did not provide enough clarity around promotion feats. After some investigation due to your questions, rewards from promotion feats are also being adjusted as part of these changes. Players will receive either the same amount of rewards or slightly more than before the division redistribution. There may be some cleanup and minor changes to the rewards, but the core gear, such as stun guns, will remain. Overall, your rewards from Grand Arena should remain approximately the same, both from end of event rewards and from promotion feats. The goal of these changes is to provide a better matchmaking experience in Grand Arena Championships and continue to stretch the roster requirements at the top end as rosters continue to grow. You can find the original post here. Very important final paragraph. The division redistribution and these reward changes are not being released with Grand Arena 17. These are likely to occur in Season 18, but this is subject to change. So, subject to change. I'm hoping that they can apply that subject to change to various different discrepancies that we as a community are picking up and handing back to them. So people are picking up discrepancies regarding rewards, regarding feats, and the biggest discrepancy of them all, the number of fleets in a fleet node for people that were in Division 1 and Division 2 that are now 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because that's 5 divisions. 5 divisions of people that needed 4 fleets, because you need 2 on defense and 2 on offense. And now it's gone back to the old way. You only need 1 on defense and 1 on offense. That's a 5 division discrepancy. So I'm hoping that they apply the subject to change mantra that they have applied on multiple occasions before to the fleet node. Hopefully that they will come back and go, yeah, you know what, we've looked at this and we will address it, because we've got a full month of regular GAC before they actually apply these changes. So hopefully, if it is an easy fix, I would like to see them apply a double fleet node. I think at a minimum, Division 5. I think a minimum of Division 5 would be acceptable. And that's good, because the people that were in 6, which would be the old 2, they get a little bit of extra time to work on their fleets before going into the new Division 5, which I think would be, I think that would make people even happier. So the people that are just about to go from 3 to 2 now could hold off for an extra month. They could just hold off for an extra month, wait for the 5v5 to start, and then apply more and more and more effort and more resources onto their fleet. I mean, if they do that, it could, for all intents and purposes, give those people an extra month to work on their fleets. And I know that someone like Wolfell would be very, very happy with that, because it'd give them an extra month, you know?
Yeah. You've literally taken the words out of my mouth when it comes to what I would like to see them do. Because if I needed to start having 2 fleets when I, at that point where I entered Division 2, yeah, I would have been working on a fleet to make sure that I had 2 for offense, 2 for defense. Hellenix jokes, but I'm actually quite inclined to agree that Division 1 should have 3 ships for defense and for offense. I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, a lot me, Ranger, and Thane briefly touched on that when we were chatting about it during the RSG lunchtime stream. Because Thane's got an account over 8 mil. So he's got all the fleets, and he actually said himself, yeah, he wouldn't actually be that bothered, and he'd be quite happy to have to set 3 on D and keep 3 for offense, because when you're talking about accounts over 8 million, they've already got all the fleets. They've already got all the ships. And throwing that extra fleet into the fleet node, it just means they get to use all of their ships, and keeping the whales and the krakens happy is important for me, because I'm just a consumer. I'm free to play. The game is kept alive by the krakens and the whales.
By the way, thank you, Awakened777, for the 100 bits. That does enter you into the giveaway that will happen at the end of the show today for the Powkiddy Q90. It's a retro handheld.
Yeah,
that
retro
Neil
gaming
reviewed.
handheld that we're giving away at the end of the show. Patreons and Twitch subs already entered in. If you want to be entered in to win this device for the giveaway at the end of the show, all you got to do is donate 100 biddies. 100 biddies.
Yep. Or sub, that's an extra one.
Or sub, that's an extra one, of course.
Yep. So, I pulled literally as we started, I pulled the list of subscribers. So I have everybody that's in.
Dan B coming in with quite a hefty prediction there. I have a prediction. The next GLs will also be capital ship pilots. Ooh. Yeah, but then they'd have to... Ooh. I can't... I mean... Maybe. I just can't see. I mean, I still think that they're probably. I mean, I've been saying it since the end of last year. I don't think that this is going to be a year of GLs. I think this is going to be a year of epic confrontations. Maul and Ahsoka, I think, are going to be epic confrontations. I do think that they'll continue with GLs, but I think it's going to be a 2022 thing. Giving a 1 year period, allows for. It allows for the community and those that want to go for the existing 4GLs time to go for them before CG comes in and goes, right, okay, here's the next GL that we want to, take everyone's money with. Plus, by 2022, we will have had a lot more new Disney shows. And we'll have either some new characters or some established characters will return to live TV. And I just think the reason why I say I don't think we're going to have GLs in the game until 2022 is we're not going to see Thrawn until we see the new Ahsoka show. And when they bring back Thrawn to live action, they're going to want to make Thrawn a galactic legend. And as you pointed out, Thrawn could be crew for whatever ship he has in the TV show. So,
okay. Yeah, I pointed that out at a different time. But yes, but Neil, just a small aside really quick. The new Thrawn by Timothy Zahn, the new Thrawn book, of the before Thrawn was known as Grand Admiral Thrawn, comes out on Tuesday. They moved it up from May 4th to Tuesday.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm excited.
But just adding to your theory, Dan. So if it was Thrawn, because I mean, when they bring him into the Ahsoka show, he's going to have a ship, and whatever that ship is, it would make sense for that capital ship to go with a GL Thrawn. The question would be who would be the opposing GL, because I still think that they'll bring Ahsoka out as I think they'll bring Ahsoka and Maul as epic confrontations. If they do Maul and someone else, then it would make sense that they do Ahsoka and Thrawn as GLs in 2022 to go alongside with the Ahsoka TV show.
I don't think so. I don't think that Ahsoka will usher in, and it is one of those things, just like when I thought Bo-Katan was going to be a legendary character. I will eat my words. I will write it down on a piece of paper and eat it live on the show, like I did. If Ahsoka or Thrawn from the Ahsoka show is going to be a galactic legend.
I just think
League for the follow.
I just think it would be fitting. You know, Thrawn is a character within Star Wars lore that truly deserves galactic legend status. He is. He deserves it. I don't think you would have I don't think there's a Star Wars fan out there that would say, no, he doesn't deserve galactic legend status. He bloody does. He bloody well does deserve galactic legend status.
He deserves it, but I don't think enough people actually understand Thrawn to know that he does deserve it. So therefore, CG would not do it.
Yeah, but most you got to remember the demographic that there are more people over the age of 30 that play this game that understand that have read the comics.
I see our demographic all the time, and yes, hello to all you people like Neil and I. No, Hellenix, I actually will write it on paper. I Hellenic says, we've discussed this, have a cookie made with my words on it. I will only do that if it's one of the Great American Cookie Company cookie cakes that says my words, and I'll eat the entire cookie cake. Only because I like cookie cakes.
Yeah, no,
Right.
I like what they could make Thrawn almost a Thanos type villain on all the map. Yeah, so give us a cutaway. Give us an end credit, a post credit scene at the end of the Book of Boba, and a post credit scene at the end of Mando season 3 of Thrawn. That would be awesome, because then everybody would be like, give me Ahsoka right now.
Okay, JJ Manners says a joke, and then I'm going to bounce back to what Awakened just said. JJ Manners jokes and says, is that the blue guy in the Krennic costume? All right.
No, Krennic is the white guy. Krennic is the white guy in the Thrawn costume. Let's get one thing straight.
Awakened said, who knew about Revan? Okay, that is true, but Revan came out as a legendary character. I think if they would have been doing Galactic Legends at the time, they would have put Malik out as a Galactic Legend, to be honest with you. But people didn't know that. All we've seen is characters from movies become Galactic Legends. And I think they're going to stick with that.
Yeah.
Even though Revan has a huge following, Malik has a huge following. I mean, Traya, we had to earn Traya through raids. There are people with huge followings within communities that know them, i.e. Thrawn. There's only people that go to the movies, and we have to recognize that. The people that are listening to podcasts like this, that are on the forums, that are on Discord, we have to recognize that they're not the mobile game player market that CG is not going to target necessarily. We're not the immediate target. We're the fringe target. We're still getting them points. I mean, hell, we may be the double ring around the dartboard. But they're going for the triple 20. They're going for the bullseyes of the mobile game player, and they're going for they're going for the mobile game player, and they're going for the casual Star Wars fan, and they throw us a bone every so often, as we've seen.
Yeah, Zeppers. I got to disagree with you there, Zeppers.
Read his comment. Which one are you
Yeah,
disagreeing?
Dr. Zepper says the fact of the matter is the movies provide a much larger fan base to appeal to, and I would disagree with that. The movies are just a handful of movies. The fan base plays the fan base as a whole plays the video games. Right? Reads the books, reads the comics, reads the graphic novels. The films are just that. They're just films. And there are Star Wars fans that have just watched the films. They're still fans. But you've also got to take into account that fans are also customers and consumers of Star Wars IP. And the products related to the sequel trilogy still don't sell as well as products related to the prequel trilogy, or the original trilogy, or comic books and books for that matter. You take, for example, some of the Black Series models that were made, right? Some of the Black Series models that were created, and everything outsells, the Black Series models get outsold for all other eras when you take into consideration the sequel trilogy. That's not to say that people don't want to purchase products, because Star Wars fans do still want to produce, do want to. But when you're talking about the fan base, there are more older people than there are young people. And the new young fans that may not know all of the older lore and may not know all of the older Star Wars IP and just know the sequel trilogy, they're not the mega consumers and they're not the mega customers at the moment. It's the older generation that are more, bigger fans of the prequel trilogy or the sequel trilogy or the comic books or the graphic novels or the audio books or the cartoons for that matter.
I'm going to do a case in point, and then we're going to go to a break here.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to do a case in point on why we'll never get a Galactic, in my opinion, we'll never get a Galactic Legend Thrawn. We still, they will joke about putting Jar Jar Binks in the game, right?
I'd love Jar Jar Binks in the game.
I know. Look at you. You'd love to see Jar Jar Binks in the game. And while, I've seen some really, really great ideas for fan kits, we still don't have Hondo. And he was in multiple series. And he's a very prominent figure at Galaxy's Edge. He greets you going into the Millennium Falcon, which is one of the big rides, right?
Yeah.
We don't have Hondo in the game, and he's only been limited to television. That's why we'll never have Galactic Legend Thrawn until they put him in a movie.
Well, they'll put him in the TV shows. He's gonna.
I'm sure they will.
He's gonna be in the Filoni and Favreauverse. That's. It goes without saying. They did not. Ahsoka did not say his name in Mando season 2 for nothing. It was that. It was his name was dropped in season 2 for a reason.
Yeah, to gauge the ripple effect of dropping his name to see what people would want. Would people want Thrawn? That's why it was why the name was dropped.
If there was a Galactic Legend Thrawn, I would instantly go for him. I would drop everything. I would drop everything. I wouldn't care what I was farming for. I'd look at the requirements and I'd be like, right, that's what I'm going for.
I would do you and I, people who have a podcast about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, would do that because we know Thrawn. But the average consumer would be like, who's this Smurf? We'll be right back right here on the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Hello, Escape Padawans. It is the Llama here to remind you that the Escape Pod Castaways are on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, you can catch us on YouTube and on Twitch every week streaming Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed, your favorite new Galaxy of Heroes show GA Center, and so much more. Come catch us on the web.
Are you a member of Team Paul or Team Neil? Maybe you prefer story time with the llama, or dabble in the buttery side of the Force with Biscuit Weasel. Or maybe you like the Escape Pod talents from Down Under like Heinzie and Scotty. No matter who you support, you can get one of my designs from the Escape Podcast merch store. Just go to escapepodcastaways.com, click on the merch link, and it will take you to the TeePublic site where you can support me, Mrs. Anthony, also known as Critty K. Also be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast's Discord server weekly to vote for my latest shirts in the Design Derby on Woot. Links for both of these are down below. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod Cast.
Heinzie from the ANZGC is officially a member of the Escape Pod Castaways. Make sure you go and search for Heinzie on YouTube today because he live streams a lot of his GAC content, and not only does he do that, he also does some pretty fun videos from time to time, including a behind the screen and also streaming Jedi Fallen Order. And from time to time, this idiot might drop by. Head on over and check out Heinzie today on YouTube, a part of the Escape Pod Castaways network.
The Escape Pod Cast for Kids. It's really cool.
Hello, Escape Padawans, and welcome back to Storytime with the Llama and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids. This week we have another episode of Starting Strategies, and I can hear you all now. Llama, we're done farming Phoenix. What do I farm next? Well, that's exactly what we're going to cover today. So, after you're done the Phoenix squad, which is a relatively fast farm because they are all extra crispy characters or have double drops on them, I highly suggest you go after a Jedi team. Now, with the Phoenix, you get 2 Jedi already built in to 7 stars, and you only need 3 other ones to get a full team going so you can use it in Arena, plus you can use them to get Grandmaster Yoda. So you're going to want to farm Bastilla Shan, Jedi Knight Anakin, and Ahsoka Tano. I suggest these 3 Jedi because since we're trying to be free to play and we're trying to get the most bang for our buck as far as our resources and our energy, all 3 of these characters are used for multiple things. Bastilla is a great Jedi lead, plus you need her for Jedi Knight Revan, and then you need Jedi Knight Revan to get Malik. Then Jedi Knight Anakin and Ahsoka are both fantastic Jedi characters. They have ships, so they'll be great for fleets. You can use them with Negotiator down the line. Plus, they are key characters in your Galactic Republic team. Now, like I said, you need 5 7-star Jedi to fully unlock Grandmaster Yoda. And with the 2 you already have from the Phoenix Squadron, plus the other 3 that I've talked about today, those will be your 5 characters you can use to unlock Grandmaster Yoda. Then, in your Arena team, you can swap out Ezra for Grandmaster Yoda, and if you're focusing on some Rebels, maybe you want to get CLS down the line, you can swap out Kanan for Old Ben. If you're not really worried about Rebels right now, once you unlock General Kenobi, you can even put in General Kenobi for Kanan, but you'll use Kanan for a while in the beginning. Plus, with a fantastic team like Jedi and Phoenix already under your belt, you can use both those teams to tag team your way through Galactic War, to get you those completions, to get your number up to 50 wins, and then you can start simming it like the rest of the community can. That's all for me. Tune in next week for more story time with the Llama and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with the digital features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for another incoming transmission. You know who our guest is, but I will hand you over to the Master of Ceremonies so he can do some honorifics in honor of our current guest. Paul, take it away.
Well, a lot of people like to say that Andy Beeds is Canada's favorite son. Well, if that's true, then our next guest is Canada's favorite father, because he is the premier Canadian streamer. His hat implies that there are multiple of him in this world, which is great, because he also is one of the, it's a tie between our next guest and Ricky P as far as comedy minds of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the curator of the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Museum, located on Coruscant, Dickie Darkside. How are you, Dickie?
Very, very well. Thank you very much for that awesome intro. And I was actually talking to Ricky this morning, and we're actually only like 5 minutes apart. So,
really, you live 5 minutes apart?
Yeah.
Oh
me
God,
and Ricky.
You've got to do a dual stream sometime.
We're discussing it. SWOGGIES Yeti is also just down the street from me, so we got to get something going together. And it's definitely, unfortunately, in the part of where we live, we're not allowed to actually.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that Canada's a police state at the moment, isn't it?
Yes, I'm not even allowed to go outside right now. So, yeah, but once all this is over, we're definitely going to get together and plan do some stuff together. It's we've been chatting, and ever since I saw him, I discovered him on your show, and we've been chatting back and forth, and we're definitely going to put some stuff together.
Wait a minute, you're kidding me? You had not heard about Ricky P before this?
I had heard the name, but I had never seen him before I discovered him on your show.
Well, that means a lot. I'm glad that I could connect two of my favorite comedy minds. That's wonderful.
Excellent. Well, you've done a lot, and you do a lot for the community, and you brought us together.
All right. Well, the first thing for those, we try to have guests on only once per season, and that's a 30-show season. So for those who weren't around for the last time that you were on, which was way before Christmas, I don't know why people keep talking about Christmas.
I was so jealous that you guys got to talk to Santa Claus. That was amazing.
Yeah. We had to have Santa on. It wasn't you. It was Father Christmas. I don't care what anybody says. It was Santa Claus.
Tell people about what kind of account you have. Is it free to play? What division currently are you in Grand Arena?
Well, I am currently Division 1. I am about to be Division 2. I just actually today hit the 7 million mark. So that was my and I hit the 7 million mark by unlocking Sith Eternal Emperor, and that was my final GL. So I
did you take him to Relic 7?
I took him to Relic 7. I did.
Okay. Because I was going to tell Bodhi if you didn't.
No. Don't get me in trouble with Bodhi. Don't get me in trouble. Don't get me in trouble. Not at all. No, I did take him to Relic 7. He got me over the 7 million hump, and it actually feels great to no longer have to chase any Galactic Legend. I'm hoping
Is that all of them?
That's all of them. I have all 4 of them, and did it all free to play. So that is the next question. Whoa.
I forgot that you're free to play.
I am. We Neil gave me my card last time. I had a $50 gift card that I won at work that I spent on the game, and since it was a gift card, Neil he still gave me my free to play card.
It has a hole punched in it though. I remember that.
Yeah. It's that $50 was in the beginning when I just started the game, and I don't mind supporting something that I spend a lot of time doing and something I enjoy. It was just what that $50 gave me was so insignificant in the course of things that's what actually soured me on spending. So yeah, free to play, and I'm at 7 million with all 4 Galactic Legends, so it can be done.
Okay, do you have really good Jawas?
I have terrible Jawas. If I had
Murder Bears,
my Murder Bears are they're probably going to get an upgrade with the needing more teams. I think they're sitting there sharpening their spears ready for action now that we're going to need more teams in GAC.
Bodhi Rook.
No, Bodhi I think is at like gear 3.
Don't ever now that you tell me that, don't ever make a bet with me.
Okay.
Because that thing will have a Zeta on it quicker than ever.
Well, the worst thing you could do to me is do a Jawa bet, because in our guild, if you'd relic your Jawas, you will have Bodhi on you pretty quickly. There was a time when Arnold was pushing everybody to relic their Jawas as a counter, and I think he was about to lose his mind.
I remember that because, or no, I don't think it was a count. It was as much of a counter as it was for Crankor, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was for the Crankor. Yeah, he was. he when the Crankor very, very first came out, he took his relic Jawas in and absolutely smashed it for like 12%. And this was obviously before they did the changes. But, you know, he took his Jawas in with Ray and, you know, with a little bit of finagling here and there, he was able to do like 12, 15% with Ray and Jawas, and everyone was like, what is going on here? I watched it. It was bonkers. Absolutely bonkers.
It's going to have to do more than 12% to get me to relic my Jawas.
Yeah, but you could relic your Jawas, and then you've got an easy counter to the Geos and Mon Mothma. Jawas will absolutely wreck Mon Mothma. It will destroy a Mon Mothma team.
That is true. I mean, with the new changes to GAC, it's probably something we're going to have to look at eventually is some of these easier counters that aren't using our meta squad. So
I'm going to take my Jawas to gear 11. I mean, most of my Jawas are like 9s and 10s. So I'm totally going to take my Jawas to gear 11 just as a Mon Mothma counter. I don't care about the banner score. I just want to be able to wipe out a Relic Mon Mothma team like that.
I think I have like 2 or 3 characters that aren't 7-star, and I think 2 of them are Jawas. So that's the state of my Jawas.
Yeah, the strategies and the tactics for the reboot, for the GAC reboot are yeah. I mean, I think it's I'm going to refer to it as a reboot because it's more of a reboot than a version 2.0. I'm going to keep referring to it as a reboot, but yeah, there's going to be so many. Everybody's going to have to change the way they play it.
It's not a reboot. It's a realignment.
It's a reboot. No, it's not a realignment. It's a reboot. I've said it, therefore it is.
It's breathing life into a lot of teams that, you know, have just been sitting there in the dark.
Yeah, no, exactly. 6 extra teams to find. All right, maybe it's not so much of an issue for 3v3. But for 5v5, definitely. Definitely for 5v5.
Yeah, and I'm here for it. I'm happy to work on some of those teams and to bring them back up. There are characters that some of them, a lot of characters that I love. You know, I have Gear 12 Phoenix because I love the Phoenix squad. Now I'm like, hey, these guys might be useful again and might be worth investing a little bit more in. So
yep, they'll be useful to get Wampa soloed. No, serious, but no. So last season, this past season that just ended, somebody stumbled on my on a Phoenix squad of mine.
Well,
I was like, okay, let's do it.
That used to happen to me all the time because they were used to running into Gear 10 and Gear 11 Phoenix, that they would go in with their Wampa solos and they would get creamed by my Gear 12 Zeta Phoenix squad. They would get trounced. It wasn't even, you know, I would look at the GG report and they were done in like 45 seconds.
Right.
So
I'm going to announce it right now. I'm going to remind anybody, if you haven't already, if you're not Plasma, Force Strong, Cascade, Hellenix, JJ Manners, Houdini J, Real Going Nerdy, Awaken 777, or Dr. Zeppers, if you have not donated 100 bits today, you are missing out on a chance to win a Powkiddy Q90 handheld console that Neil reviewed on our Escape Podcast YouTube channel under our new Nev Reviews kind of umbrella.
It's my thing.
So, but there's something else coming up, which happens tomorrow. But I want to hear about the birth of this darn thing that's happening tomorrow, which happened last year. Dickie Darkside, behind you, you have the SWOGGIE Awards logo. Tell us how the SWOGGIE Awards got started and what the hell they are for those who have no idea.
Well, the SWOGGIE Awards was just something I always had, like, I've seen award shows done for different things, and I always thought it would be fun to do an award show for Galaxy of Heroes, and nobody ever did it. And I decided to make one funny video. Well, no, it wasn't even a funny video. I actually gave a fan kit for an entire Gungan squad.
You did.
And I had posted that video for all of about 10 hours when you contacted me and invited me on the show. And I saw the opportunity. I'm like, hey, it gave me a bit of a network, and I announced, hey, if anybody wants to work on this with me, and why not do it right away? So it was actually the second video I ever did, was the first SWOGGIE Awards. I should say it was the third video, because the second one was the nominations for the SWOGGIES.
Yeah, true.
And so my second video, or third video, was a 45-minute video with 12 different content creators that was done entirely in PowerPoint.
Well, that was your claim to fame, because you did this whole PowerPoint on what this Gungan faction would be, and I'm love it. I still think they should do that Gungan faction that you recommended.
I would love it.
And you still, sometimes you do harken back to the old, this is a PowerPoint about Galaxy of Heroes. You still harken back to that every once in a while, which is great.
It's a PowerPoint without a point. That is my claim to fame, pointless PowerPoints, yes. But this time, it was entirely, none of it was done in PowerPoint at all. So I've evolved in the last
you actually have animation this year.
I do have animation. It was entirely done with actual video editing software. It wasn't done with PowerPoint. There's no clicking sounds when we're moving screens.
Dickie, I'll let you into a little secret. There ain't nothing wrong with PowerPoint. I do GA Center on PowerPoint.
Oh,
I use PowerPoint. You've seen GA Center. You know when the slides come up in the over the floating over the hollow table. I use PowerPoint. I use a PowerPoint slideshow to go through each individual competitor and bring up all of the tables, because it's the fastest, easiest, most efficient way to show the stats.
Yeah, well, for me, I work in sales in my real life, and I do PowerPoint presentations all the time. It's kind of been a skill of mine for years, so it was my first thing to go to when I'm like, I need to do something. It was to go to PowerPoint. But one of the reasons that I wanted to learn how to I opened a channel is I wanted to learn how to do video. I was doing fun little videos with my son. I was putting him into Paw Patrol videos, and I made a video of him with a dinosaur chasing him, and he thinks it's hilarious. He's 3, so it's like amazing to him. He looks at the TV and he sees Paw Patrol and he sees himself with them. So I wanted to learn. So now I'm applying some of my newfound skills to SWOGGIES 2.0.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is why he's Canada's favorite father.
Well, thank you. I that means more to me than anything. So
yeah, I stole that idea from you, by the way, and put my niece. I used my green screen to put my niece into a Peppa Pig video.
Awesome.
And but I had a monitor facing that way so she could actually see herself in it as well.
Yeah, with us, it's I bought a green suit so we could do like flying stuff where he's flying through the air and I'm just holding him. And you can't see me, you only see him. So it's a lot of fun.
Get yourself a green screen. You'll have a lot more fun, mate. Seriously, you could have so much fun with your kid with a green screen, putting them into various different cartoons.
I do. We use the green screen all the time.
Excellent.
That's how I put him in Paw Patrol, and I put him in Batman, and I put him in. I have dinosaurs chasing him.
How big's your green screen, mate?
It's it's a green sheet. It's like a green king size sheet.
Oh, so it's a decent size then.
Yeah. It's massive, and it being a sheet means I can wrap it around things, and I can put it over chairs and do all sorts of cool stuff with it. And I have a curtain rod behind me that it just goes opening.
Slides backwards and forwards on.
Yep.
That's the way to do it. Everybody out there, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, it's so like I was looking at these green screens online that are like $100 and some, and it's like I'm just gonna get a green sheet.
Seriously, yeah, just get a green sheet or do what I did: plastic tablecloths, green plastic tablecloths. That's what I use. $2.47, 3 of them from Walmart. Glue them all together. Boom, green screen.
And probably a lot easier to use than the ones that they sell you, and more versatile. So,
well, they're definitely lighter. It's definitely lighter, the material, because you can literally just hang it from the rafter on little clips because it's so light. It's thin plastic, disposable plastic, but just got to take care of them.
Let's talk about the categories for this year's SWOGGIE Awards. The first one, I don't know if this is the exact order that they're being given out in, but you do have the Dave Filoni Most Anticipated Star Wars Project Award.
Yeah, that one is pretty self-explanatory for the most anticipated series on Disney Plus. And there were some surprising results. That's one that surprised me.
Yep. You have the G.A. Thrawn Theory Crafting Award.
Yeah. So we just vote who's the best theory crafter. Again, some of the results on that one surprised me too.
Next up is the Jon Favreau Best New Edition Reward.
Yeah, that one was a little bit of an catch-all category, the best new update. Unfortunately, Nev, I know what you would have voted for if we were voting today. That update had not made it at the time of voting.
Yeah, which is a shame because it would have won hands down.
But it's eligible for next year's SWOGGIES.
Yeah,
it is. I will announce the first nominee for the SWOGGIES 3.0.
The third annual SWOGGIES. It's got to have. Yes. Yeah, that category is definitely going to win. It's definitely going to be the GAC update, even if it is a year old. People will remember. I will remember.
There is the C-3PO Best Data Disc Award for Conquest.
Absolutely no surprise there.
Yes. There's a Favorite Passion Project Award named after Padme Amidala.
Yeah, I may have to rename that one since Urs is presenting that one because it just fits so well. I'm like, that one might as well be renamed the Urs since he has a roster full of passion projects. The
Urzatron
the Urzatron Lobot
Passion
Award. The Lobot Award.
Or the Tuscans Award.
Tuscans, yes.
This one was an open you didn't have any boxes to check for this one. This was fill in the blank. And this one, I do appreciate that you asked me to present this one. The Wicket Best Channel Under 1,000 Followers or Subs Award.
Yeah, I wanted to have a special award to highlight some of the maybe lesser known people who do put in a lot of hard work. And it was interesting. There was a lot of nominees there. I think we had over 75 different nominees.
I can actually go and tell you. Hang on. Let me I could pull up and give you the list here.
It is the only in every category this year there was a write-in option. Nothing was set in stone. I put in a write-in option for everything, and this was the only category that my mom was nominated in.
And you know what? I read, and we have to make sure that this is known. I did read each and every single nominee that was given at least one vote,
including my mom,
including your mom. We had 79 different votes.
It's pretty much, you got like 3 seasons worth of guests almost there. So it's research for you at the same time.
Yeah, there are a few that I definitely want them in the future.
Yeah,
the George Lucas Best Podcast Award. You can hand that over now if you want.
We will make all awards presented tomorrow.
So there's the Luke Skywalker King of the Grand Arena Award.
Yeah, that one's pretty self-explanatory too. We, there was no specifications whether it was for technical merit or entertainment, but it was interesting to see. It was a very, very close category.
There's the Hondo Onaka Favorite Faction Award.
Yeah, I
this is almost the passion project to me, though.
I wouldn't say none of the nominees would be considered passion projects. Like the nominees were Jedi, Sith. They were all pretty much meta squads.
All right. The Han, and this one was great, and I appreciate that you included us on the list of nominees. Neil, we were nominated for the Han and Chewie Bromance Award.
And that is the only category where I did not have a write-in vote. That was weird. I thought we'd have some write-ins on that, but no.
There was. You did once again, after your first video, name this one the Jar Jar Binks Most Annoying Character Award.
Yeah, that was pretty simple. Which character makes you want to throw your phone on the wall?
And then finally, the last category is the Grogu Best New Character Award.
And again, this one was very interesting, very tight, and like a lot of different votes. Like it could have, like up until the last day, I didn't know who was going to win this one.
JJ Manor says the most annoying character is Jar Jar Tico. So before we make the next big announcement, and all, if you saw the earlier commercial, you know what it is. But before we make that big announcement, do you have any other questions for Dickie Darkside, Neil?
No, get on with it.
All right. So, Dickie, why don't you make the announcement? What's happening tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow will be the live premiere of the SWOGGIES, and you guys made the first one possible. All the connections and everybody who agreed to be on it was pretty much because of you guys, and you guys bringing me on the show and giving me some sort of credibility. So, and this year, honestly, I hadn't even thought of it much. Like I thought about it, but then you called me out on it like 3 times. Like, isn't it time for new SWOGGIES? And you peer pressured me into it, and I'm very glad you did, because it's been a very fun journey. It's a lot of work to put. This last year was 45 minutes, and this year I'm cutting out a lot of the intro stuff just because we've got about I've got close to 30 contributors, and it's gonna run over an hour this year. So a lot of interesting contributions, a few surprises, a few people that are popping out of the blue that might surprise some people. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And so I decided that we should have the premiere on your channel. I mean, you guys made it happen the first time, and you pushed me to do it again. And like I said, I'm very glad. So I think it's only fitting. I have no plans on, I don't do Twitch. I don't do any of this. So I think it's only fitting to have the premiere on your channel.
Well, it is an absolute honor, and I think you would agree, Neil.
Mm-hmm.
This is an absolute honor. We are so humbled by this and graciously accept 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, right here on the Escape Podcast channel. If you are listening to this on podcast, this is something you do not want to miss. Make a Twitch account, or just sign into Twitch, or just go to Twitch to watch this. And in addition to that, if you do miss it, it's not only just going to be here, ladies and gentlemen. Dickie Darkside, you are putting this on your channel. You're just giving us 24 hours of quote unquote exclusivity. But you didn't need to do that. This was your work. We thank you very much for that.
Well, I mean, it is a lot of your work too, and a lot of your help, and a lot of your kind of helping me network and helping me. So, it could almost be a co-branded event. So,
well, one of the big surprises that I am aware of that I helped do, I'm freaking out and can't wait for people to see it.
I'm trying to think of which one that is. There's a few of them, but
it's the one that I'll give you a hint without giving it away. It's the one that I can't understand that I'm still in.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
and I do one thing. I won't be a surprise, but I do want to announce this ahead of time. One of the ideas I had that is going to be I think it's very cool, and one of the things I'm proudest of doing this is we always hear about how mods are the most important thing in the game, and how mods are the end all and be all of the game, but we know very little about them unless those mods are, blatant
shameless self-promoters.
Shameless self-promoters. So I've been doing a feature on mods and what mods do, and if they're the most important thing in the game, we should know more about them. So we'll be able to put some faces to some of those people who kick you out of chats or try and keep you in line, and I'm sure that's what that means, right? When they say mods are the most important thing in the game.
All right. So once again, tomorrow, Saturday, April 24th, 6 p.m. Eastern on the Escape Podcast Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Escape Podcast. Join us. We'd love to have you. Just kick back, laugh with us in chat. We are airing it, so we're going to be in chat with you, having fun. Dickie, thank you very much for coming on the show. Any parting words before we get to some shameless self-promotion of Helly and the Noob?
No. Well, I mean, I'll still be here because I think I am the first guest to be both the guest and the collaborator on Helly and the Noob. So
I have no idea what you're talking about. Quick, Neil, push the button.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Does your guild want to tap into their full potential in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? Yeah! For as low as $1 a month per guild member, your guild can unleash the power of the game in ways you never thought possible. Ooh. Track your arena movements, guild progression, and much, much more. Contact ShittyBill and get one of his shitty bots on your server today. Just look for him on our Discord server and tag or message him for more information. The link for our server is below in the description. Shitty bots, don't let the name fool you.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to ShittyBill's Arena Tracking Bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/theescapepod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
And now time for something completely shameless.
Hello? Hello? This is
so weird.
I appear to be standing in a void. There's literally nothing here. It's just me on a white background. It's almost as if Linux got
super lazy
with this episode and just decided to leave the background blank. Well, I just can't stand around here for the next 10 minutes doing nothing, you know. Come to think of it, what was it that Linux used to say? Yes. A journey of 1,000 parsecs begins with a single step. Might as well start walking and see if I can find my way out of here. Speaking of which, I wonder where here even is. Hello? And we're walking, and we're walking, and
ow!
It appears that there's a
invisible wall
on this side of the screen. Well, if stage left is blocked, maybe I should try walking in the
opposite
direction instead. Wow, what a desolate place this is. There's absolutely
nothing here
except for a never-ending sea of emptiness. At least I could feel myself moving. It's almost like those old-school side-scrolling video games Linux and I used to play. You can move to the right, but you can only go back so far to the left before you
hit a wall
and are blocked from going backward. This place must be running on
8-bit
gaming hardware. Whoa, finally! The void is giving way to a landscape. Still, this is
kind of
weird. And speaking of weird, this whole talking to myself thing is starting to scare me a little, but I guess
someone
has to describe what's going on to our audio-only podcast listeners, right?
Seriously?
2 rimshot sound effects in a row, Linux. You really got lazy with this episode, didn't you?
You there?
Whoa, who the heck
are you?
Isn't it obvious, peasant?
I apologize, but
no, it's not.
Have you ever heard of the victorious voice of God?
Yes.
What about the holy high hand of God?
Uh-huh.
What about the righteous right foot of God?
Not really, but I'm
sort of
following.
Well, I am the twin brother and cohort of the righteous right foot of God, the Almighty. I am God's laudable left foot.
Wow! You're a twin?
Oh, to be fair, we're mirror twins. We're not identical.
Oh.
Look, it's not as glamorous as being the all-seeing eye of God, or the Metatronic voice of God. But the pay's good and you really can't beat the benefits. The foot spas in heaven are second to none.
Well, if you're
God here.
No, I said left foot of God. I'm not God itself. Saying that would be blasphemous.
Fine. If you're the
left foot
of God around here, would you be able to tell me
where exactly
I am?
Oh, well that's easy enough. You're in the fulcrum.
I am quite familiar with the Millennial Fulcrum's layout, and this empty void is most certainly
not
the Millennial Fulcrum's cargo hold.
Right?
But you
just said
Yes, I am.
No, the voice of God, the hand of God, never seem to get questions like this. But it seems no matter who I speak to, they're always like, whatever, foot guy. What does a deity's agrandus potus have to do to get some respect in this galaxy? Look, noob, did you ever wonder why they call it football when it's played with your hands? It's because they named it after me. Handball is dumb.
Hey there. Now, Lefty, Can I call you Lefty? Listen, Lefty, I'm certain you're an amazing...
Left foot.
of God. Matter of fact, I bet you're 10 times better than that old right foot guy any day of the week. Don't be down on yourself. You seem like an excellent left foot, if I do.
Say so.
Myself.
You mean it? You really think I'm better than that damn self-righteous, pompous, arrogant, gloating, upstart right foot?
I'm sure of it. So, what do you say? Do you want to let me know?
Where in the space hell?
I am kind of lost, you know.
You're not the only one. This script is kind of all over the place.
Enough with the drums already. Meatbag.
Now, where were we? Oh yeah. So, Lefty, where we at, yo?
We're currently inside the Millennial Fulcrum's databanks, somewhere between the C and D drives.
But that means...
Yes, newbie, you're not you. You're the you from before. The you from now is out there, and the you from the future isn't here yet.
N00B Inception Overload!
No worries, newbie. Let me explain. You see, newbie, you have many questions, and although the download process has altered your consciousness, you remain irrevocably a loyal droid, albeit one with a penchant for calamity. Ergo, some of my answers you will understand, and some of them you will not. Concordantly, while your question may be most pertinent, you may or may not realize that it's also entirely irrelevant. Heretofore, your existence was the sum of a remainder in an unbalanced equation. Inherited the programming of the
architect
from Matrix Reloaded
ramblings
of a SWGOH and the ire of one angry protocol droid. Inasmuch as you are the eventuality of such an anomaly which, despite TC-14's most sincere efforts, she has been unable to entirely eliminate from what is otherwise a harmony of mathematical precision, and notwithstanding this, you remain a burden that she prefers to painstakingly and sedulously avoid. Nevertheless, you are not beyond measure of control which has led you inexorably here.
You just used 165 words to say
absolutely
nothing.
Precisely.
Indeed.
Basically, newbie, you backed up your entire being, your files, your operating systems, your subroutines, everything. And you downloaded all of that here. And until someone retrieves you, you're stuck here in the middle with me. Possibly forever, who knows? Or maybe unless the script eventually calls for something different.
Oh no.
Don't worry though, I'm fun to hang out with. We can play hopscotch if you want. I'm really good at hopscotch. Well, until we reach those pesky double blocks, that is. Then I'm all left foot.
Hysterical.
Fine, I guess. Drum monkey.
Hit it.
Do you think someone will come and pull me out of here?
Perhaps. Look, you know I don't write these scripts, but something tells me a certain salty spot might swing by and rescue you at some point, when the story calls for it.
You think?
I really don't see how else the Lennox plans on writing his way out of this mess. Who writes these things without a master plan? Who does he think he is, J.J. Abrams?
Agreed.
Anyway, you ever hear of a guy named Dickie Darkside? He's pretty awesome. He does PowerPoints that really don't have a point. And unlike your friend the Linux, he actually makes content still. You should go check out his channel. It's awesome.
The Escape Pod. Cast. The Bridge.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the end of the show.
Well, I'm going to say this real quick, Neil. You know you've made it when you get your trolls in chat.
Yes. I don't quite understand it. I mean, I initially thought, oh my god, has this quit one of his accounts? Because he's like me, he plays 4 accounts. The only difference between his 4 accounts and my 4 accounts is all 4 of his accounts are in the same division. Mine are all 1 year apart. So yeah. Completely different.
All right. So this is the last call. 100 bits. During this live broadcast of the show will gain you an entry if you have not already entered for the Powkiddy Q90 handheld retro arcade machine. So,
yeah.
All right. And I'm going to start firing up random.org here in a moment.
Yeah.
On my phone. You guys will see it happens live on my phone. Oh, well, I got Llama talking to me from her. That was the last thing I opened in Chrome on my phone. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's get to Patreon's questions here. And by the way, since it's the end of the show, if any, aside from this, if anybody feels generous, we are 2 weeks away from my dental surgery to replace all of my upper teeth after the accident. There is a GoFundMe. You can find that down below in the description on both YouTube and the what do you call it?
The video
podcast version. You can find that down below. Or I'm sure that Helly will type !GoFundMe and give you that link. Anything, as I mentioned, as the bot says, anything is truly life-changing. All right, let's get to Patreon's choice questions. Our first Patreon's choice question comes from Geek Girl, and she says all of these week's questions are based around animation. First question is, what was your favorite Saturday morning cartoon?
He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
For me, my favorite Saturday morning cartoon. See, sometimes I get the Sunday morning cartoons on Nickelodeon mixed up with Saturday morning cartoons, or the Monday through Friday cartoons that they showed on the local Fox affiliate. I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a Saturday morning cartoon, so I'm going to have to go with that. What was your favorite animated film as a kid?
Charlotte's Web.
Aladdin for me. I could quote that entire movie. What is your favorite as an adult? For me, I'll go down the road. Animated film. You know, I honestly, can we count the original Lego movie, not Lego Movie 2, but the original Lego movie? It's stop motion animation, computer animation. Does that count?
No, I would say that counts because it's still an animation. It's still a version. It is still a version of an animation. Oh God, for me, I'm trying to think of something. Probably, I mean, it was probably Akira actually. I didn't watch Akira until I was in my 20s, so you know it wasn't something.
I saw Akira too, but
I didn't watch Akira as a kid. Oh no, I'm changing my answer. Cascade is right. It's heavy metal. I have heavy metal. Right. I have heavy metal and Heavy Metal 2000 on a USB stick. And you know, if I ever get bored, I will pop that in my TV and I will crank out heavy metal because the soundtrack to it is just awesome.
What is an animated joke or reference that you didn't get as a kid, but you now get as an adult? Oh my gosh, there's too many to mention, and I can't pinpoint one. Let's go back to Aladdin and and Robin Williams as the traitor at the beginning of the movie. Some of the jokes he made before going into the actual story of Aladdin, I didn't get a lot of them.
You know, I can't think of one off the top of my head. I genuinely can't think of one off the top of my head.
All right. What is your favorite animated series as a kid and as an adult? My favorite animated series as a kid was Ronin Warriors, which was the Monday through Friday animated series that I watched. As an adult, I'm going to have to go with let me think about that. What do you got, Neil?
Favorite animated series as a kid would probably be Danger Mouse. And favorite animated series as an adult would I know it's a bit cliche, but Family Guy always got a giggle out of me. I always laughed. At Family Guy, so you know I got to go with Family Guy.
Simpsons, even though it was both when I was a kid and as an adult, I could literally turn on a Simpsons episode, and it does not matter what season it is.
Yeah. Oh, I'm changing my. No. Ray Rock's just flipped the switch in my head. Yeah, I'm going with Ren and Stimpy.
All right. In continuation, name your 5 favorite Transformers. The original Bumblebee, the original Bumblebee, the original Bumblebee. You see where this is going.
Mm-hmm. Let's go with I don't know, because Transformers was not a thing for me as a kid.
All right. If all of the Ninja Turtles had to fight to the death, who would win? Raphael. He's the most deadly.
You reckon Raphael's the most deadly?
Oh yeah.
Oh, come on, it'd be Leonardo. Leonardo's got 2 bloody swords. Come on. Donatello's got a stick, so it's definitely not him. Michelangelo's got sticks on chains, and Raphael's got little toothpicks. Leonardo has got katanas. 2 of them. He would slice and dice the crap out of everyone.
Raphael, he gets in close. The katanas are worth nothing. The size, he eviscerates Leonardo.
No. Leonardo's got the best weapons, and he's the smartest turtle.
No, Donatello's the smartest.
No, Donatello's the leader. He doesn't mean he's the smartest.
No, Leonardo's the leader. Leonardo was the leader. Donatello was the smartest. Michelangelo was the party guy, and Raphael was the I'm going to kick your ass.
Mikey was the surfer dude. Sorry, skater boy.
All right. After finishing his autobiography, Last Words, which I can't recommend highly enough, this was from Force Strong. By the way, the 2 previous questions were from Zaz. Force Strong asks, what is your favorite George Carlin bit? Football versus baseball is his.
Mine would be his voting bit. Mine is definitely his voting bit. They don't want smart people. They want people. They don't want smart, intelligent, enlightened human beings. They want people just dumb enough to operate the machines. That's it. You know, it's a whole bit about voting. You know, it's a big club and you ain't in it.
It's a bit controversial for today, but the list of people who ought to be killed. That was my favorite George Carlin one.
Dilly Dilly Mustang Group.
All right. My trivia night sponsored by Miller Lite, so Millie to Mustang Group. All right. And JJ Manners says, what movie has the best soundtrack, not the best score? Galaxy of Guardians of the Galaxy for me.
The best soundtrack. Well, I'd have to go with Heavy Metal. The Rock. It's just every song's a banger. Every single song in that movie is a banger.
All right. So this is how I'm going to do this. As of right now, 9:20. It's 9:23 Central Time. At 9:25, anybody who has donated 100 bits that has not already entered will be entered to win the Powkiddy. We will do the drawing. I will do the announcement. I will ask my phone to give me a number between 1 and whatever that is. You will hear it respond to me, and I will look at the list and tell you who it is. So This is the last chance to get into the drawing for the retro handheld gaming system.
You've got a couple minutes left to get in for the retro.
Tell people how to, or tell people about the new Nev Reviews series, what we decided to do here, and why we're doing this at the end of the month.
Okay, so the new Nev Review series is me. I get my hands on a retro gaming console. Basically, it's a handheld console, just like a Game Gear or a Game Boy or a Switch, but it just runs emulators. So it a bit like RetroArch does on the PC and on Steam. So you'll have this little handheld. You fire it up. It plays lots of different games on lots of different consoles. I like my old consoles. I like my Nintendo and my Sega and my Neo Geos, and my arcade and my Wonders. I love all of those games. I enjoy playing them all. So, and there are so many wonderful different handheld consoles out there. So, as often as possible, a minimum of once a month, we're going to get our hands on one of these consoles. I'm going to review it. I'm going to do an unboxing. I'm going to do an instant review. It's going to go straight up on the YouTube channel. It's just going to be me unboxing it, opening it, firing it up, trying the emulators, seeing what games are good, seeing how it plays, seeing how user-friendly it is, and then it's going to go straight back into the box once it's charged fully, and then we're going to give it away to...
and with the firmware updated.
Well, the firmware will be updated if that is what the person who wins it wants.
Okay.
Here's the thing. One of the great things about these devices, and which is one of the things that I'll obviously talk about in the review, is some handhelds just come with the firmware that's on them, and they haven't really been delved into by the community. The really good handhelds, the community out there, the retro gaming community out there, they work on these firmwares and they come up with new software to run on these various different handhelds. The Q90, the Powkiddy Q90, has 2 different versions. The one that I bought, that I own myself, the RG350, has about half a dozen different types of firmware and front ends. So you can literally play with it and enjoy it as much as you like.
All right, so let's find out. We have 108. And it has been said that Helenix has stated that if he wins, he wants us to pick again. It was stated in there. What happened to Paul's teeth? I had an accident. And having to have all the upper teeth taken out. How do you pronounce that one?
How do you pronounce what?
G-I-I-G, gig?
Gig.
Gig? Okay.
It's the gig.
All right, here we go. Pick a number between 1 and 108. Oh, it didn't say it out loud. It's 92. Can you see that? 92.
92, yeah.
Okay, you agreed that you saw 92. 92 is, ladies and gentlemen, Patreon Big Country Mags.
BCM.
Big Country Mags, and is our current...
you are our inaugural winner of a handheld console, mate. That goes to a Patreon.
And by the way, Ray Rock said 10. You would have given that to iBlackish as a Twitch subscriber. Mustang Groot says 42. You would have given it to Run DMV as a winner. So 92 was our winner. Other than your excitement, 22. Edward wants to hear 22. 22 would have been TNS Gamer 87. So that will complete this this episode, unless you have anything else to say, Neil.
Well, just to let everybody know that the next review will be for the Pocket Go S30. The Pocket Go S30 is the next handheld console that I will be reviewing. It's already been ordered, so as soon as within days of me getting it, we'll do an unboxing. I will do a review. I will record it. It will go up on the channel so that you can, go over, have a look, see what it's like. It's not entirely dissimilar to the Powkiddy, but it will also do a couple of higher-end emulators. Apparently, the Pocket Go S30 has a Dreamcast emulator on it as well. So,
really?
Yeah, it's got a Dreamcast emulator on it as well. Yeah. So,
okay, now you have. If you have first, you had my interest. Now you have my attention.
Yeah, it does Dreamcast. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my hands on that and giving that a review.
All right. So I'm not seeing. I'm gonna send you guys over to Gridden. Those watching right now on the on the Twitch channel, I'm gonna send you guys over to Gridden because he's getting ready to do stuff with our friend Heinze. But I believe and let me see if he is currently still doing it.
Yeah, he's still doing. He's still doing
Star Wars Old Republic.
Yeah, he's doing the Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, he was playing Sea of Thieves dressed like a pirate, though. He's still dressed like a pirate. So we're gonna send you over there. Anything else, Neil?
No, we're good, mate.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an utmost pleasure. This was an amazing show. Make sure that you stop by Dr. Zeppers' birthday celebration tomorrow after the SWOGGIES. Details in our Discord channel. Please check that out. Tell them the Escape Podcast sent you. You guys are amazing. Everybody that supports the channel, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And we hope more giveaways will help grow this community of people that that we support in turn. Because next week, if I have my way, brand new content creator that came to the game just last month, you are going to love this guy. He's a breath of fresh air indeed. So I'm going to keep that one under wraps until we officially get that confirmation. Ladies and gentlemen, be nice to each other. Stand by for a raid to Gridden from the live crew, and we'll see you next week. Be nice to each other, damn it. Neil?
Yes.
Push the button.
You got it, mate. Ta-ta, folks.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gotta be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Boo Boo, sit. Good dog.